Hi everyone, this is Jane here again to pop down our love reading for January for earth signs. So this is going to be for Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. This will also work if either of those signs are your rising sign, or if you have the moon in either of those signs. So don't feel like you can't watch this if these are not your sun signs. You absolutely can. And also, if this has popped up for you as a recommendation and you've clicked on it, you're absolutely meant to see it. So don't feel like you have to go away just because you're not one of those star signs. Let me just have a little shuffle and we'll pop down our love reading for January for the earth signs. Okay, so we've got let me just move those down a little bit. That's better. Okay, so cards we've got are, first card is our Knight of Swords. Now the Knight of Swords is not a very clear image on here. I must get a new deck out and start using a new deck for this. But the Knight of Swords is talking about contact and changes. So if you have had somebody in your life, your love life, where you have kind of been maybe waiting for them to contact you, maybe the contact hasn't been that good, maybe it's been a little erratic. The Knight of Swords can be a little bit like that sometimes, but it is a card of change. So it's an interesting card because it does talk about contact and changes. So if things have not been the way that you want them to be, there are changes coming. But from the rest of the cards here, I think there's more work to be done with somebody. If you're waiting for them to contact you, or we're dependent on contact and we're just kind of waiting for that, I think there's more work to be done just because the other cards we've got here. So absolutely, you could be seeing change. Absolutely, if you have been waiting to hear from somebody, you could well do that. The card you have in the centre is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups to me is a kind of almost like a do I stay, do I go card. You can see she's kind of loitering around on the doorstep, wondering whether to go in, or whether to go out, or whether to stay in. And the Five of Cups does talk about that. It talks about giving some consideration to what is right for you. There needs to be more clarity around this, is what I feel. If you have this energy, this changeable energy, this person that maybe comes and goes, is sometimes contacting a lot, sometimes not a lot, blowing a bit hot and cold. It feels to me as if there is an energy of you kind of needing to make your mind up really about whether that's okay for you, or not. And if it's not, then you have to decide what you're going to do. You can't change anybody else. You can only change you and your reaction to others. So if you do have somebody around you that is not playing ball in the way that you would like them to, not respecting you, not being there. I just kind of feel like I've got people that are not showing up when I'm doing this reading. So if they're not showing up, then you have to decide what you're going to do with that. Do you stay? Do you go? Or do you kind of put them on the back burner? You don't have to write somebody off. You can just take a break from it and go and do something else that feels better for you. Because all the time you keep doing something that doesn't feel good, you're just going to create more energy that doesn't really feel good. So Five of Cups is an interesting one, really. It talks about that needing to decide, and also kind of really thinking about what is right for you. Also with the Five of Cups sometimes, and only you know whether this is the case, don't forget we're doing reading here for a lot of people because we're covering 3 different star signs. So there will be different energies that come up for different people. So just take what you want from what I'm saying. If it works for you, absolutely brilliant. If I'm saying something that really doesn't gel with you, then just discard it. You don't have to have anything that I'm saying, but you know, may just hear one or two words that actually really resonate with you, then they're what you're meant to be hearing. The Five of Cups also can talk about kind of looking at what you've got and not so much what you haven't got. So, you know, in the Rider-Waite-Smith version of the tarot, it's quite clear that there are 5 cups and 3 are falling over, 2 are still standing up, and the person is so busy grieving over the 3 that they've spilt or that have fallen over, they're not taking note of the 2 that they've already got. So it may be that something isn't quite right, but actually you've still got something there that you could work with. You know, you've still got your 2 cups. So have a think about how that 5 of Cups applies to you, because there'll be a lot of different people in here that it'll apply to in different ways. But the 5 of Cups really is asking you to really consider what you want for yourself, and whether the relationship or the person that we're looking at with this contact is that person. Can they give you what you want or not? So then we move on to the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles is a really interesting card, because what the 6 of Pentacles says is you might need to be a bit more flexible. Now, I don't mean you need to compromise your standards. So I want to say that before I even start. If you have boundaries, that's great, because I think we should all have those boundaries. We should have boundaries that say, I'm not going to be disrespected, I'm not going to be ignored, I'm not going to be ghosted, I'm not going to be picked up and dropped. Absolutely, you have those boundaries. Apart from that, you may need to be flexible. So sometimes I think what's really important is that most of the time we are putting in equal amount of efforts to a relationship. There will be moments though where you're the one that's making more of an effort than they are, and sometimes they'd be the one that's making more of an effort than you, and that's just because of life. Life happens, and sometimes we have to step back a little bit, or we can be more active in a relationship. So that's all fine. It ebbs and flows, and that is absolutely fine. What to be wary of is that you're not the one that's always doing the giving and they're always doing the taking. This is a give and take card, so it's asking you to be mindful of that, but also to just be able to be flexible if you need to be. Just cut someone a little bit of slack if you think that they need it, and if under normal circumstances they're pretty good and things are pretty balanced, then it's fine to cut someone a little bit of slack, isn't it? So I'm just going to pop down an oracle card to go with these. It's got quite a bit going on in these cards for earth sign people. So yeah, I do feel like we've got contact, and I do feel like we need to be considering really what we want, and if the things around us or the relationship that we're looking at is giving us what we need. I'm just going to grab this because it jumped out and it went onto the floor. And it's interesting because this is what I had for the fire signs. And it's the card that says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart and not in your mind, for your heart is the gateway to the soul. And I've put it down on that. I'll put it down in the middle because that's where I'm going to put the oracle cards. But it's interesting because it's on top of the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is very much about what is going on with your emotions. So absolutely, look at relationships, look at love. If you're a single person and you're looking for love, these cards are kind of suggesting that you will be able to find love, but you need to get straight what you're looking for. If you already have somebody around you, they have to look at whether they are actually able to be the person that you would like them to be. And the most important thing is to be in your own energy. What do you want to do? What's good for you? Is this person here feeding your soul or not? Could they, if we were all more flexible, if we gave a bit of give and take? That's only you can answer that. So we've got quite a lot going on here with the earth signs. Focus on you to work out this, and then everything else starts to fall into place. Thanks for watching. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of thing. Costs you absolutely nothing and it really, really helps the channel. So thanks again for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.